This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for USVI News. I'm Emily Matson. One of the most technologically advanced cruise ships arrived to the territory this week. It was the MSC Seashore, and the cruise line's newest and most high-tech ship. It docked at the Waiko dock and is the biggest cruise ship built in Italy. The Mediterranean Shipping Company says it's the first new cruise ship to feature advanced air sanitation technology, which reduces the risk of virus transmission while on a cruise ship. Several government and tourism officials took a tour of the Seashore when it arrived.
I'm here with Pascal, and we are talking about this amazing ship that is here.
Yes, good afternoon. Hi. I'm the head ground supervisor for Best Taxi. We're here today bringing in the beautiful MSC Seashore. To me, one of the best cruise lines that comes there with different passengers from Europe. I always want to go to the beach, do island tours. It's good to have, in the summertime, we still have cruise ships coming after 2.5 to 3 years of the pandemic. And as everybody knows, 90% of our industry is tourism. But it's great that in the summertime, MSC came back here.
I love it. And it's so important. You also just were a part of a giving ceremony?
Yes, we just came from on board the ship, giving a plaque ceremony for the ship coming here for a second voyage. And the ship is so beautiful, magnificent, it's speechless. I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm going to give a big shout out to tourism, the commissioner, but most of all, Angela Payne makes this happen. She deals with the airport, Crombie Dock, Havenside Dock, the Mukajumbis, the tourism greet us every day, the dancers.
I love it. I mean, you can see the smiles on people's faces.
I don't know why she don't come in. Angela, come on. I'm going to let Angela take over the spot.
It's called First Impression and Last Impression. So we have entertainment in the morning and in the afternoon. They love it. It makes them happy. It makes it the best port, one of the best ports in the Caribbean. And that's all we want to do here. Make folks come back and want to return every time.
And I'm sure they will. A guy gambling in St. Thomas learned the hard way not to always trust your neighbors, as one woman is now facing charges for allegedly stealing a lot of his cash. Here's what happened. 41-year-old Ishiba James is facing charges including grand larceny. Police say last month the guy was inside the Winner's Circle inside the Port of Sale Mall in Havenside playing on 2 slot machines when he received an important phone call. So he stepped away to answer that call and left about $1,700 in cash on the side of one of the slot machines and more than $200 inside of each slot machine. When he returned, he discovered his money was gone and someone had cashed out both of his machines, leaving the balance at zero. Police used surveillance video to identify James as the suspect and charged her with stealing his money and cashing out his slot machines. Her bond is set at $20,000. President Biden is urging Americans to pay close attention to weather alerts this hurricane season before receiving a briefing on hurricane preparedness at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland. Biden said the government is ready for another active season. He warned that storms are growing more intense with shorter notice for readiness. A recent Colorado State University study predicts this year's season from June through November could see 19 named storms with 9 hurricanes. If the prediction comes to fruition, this will be the 7th above-average season in a row. Those with FEMA and NOAA say complacency and lack of preparedness are what keeps them up at night, and they want all Americans, no matter where you live, to have a plan, but especially here in the Caribbean region.
2021 was the 3rd most active hurricane season ever recorded, including the first hurricane to hit the Northeast in 30 years, killing more than 100 people and causing billions of dollars in damage. And given the climate crisis, it's likely to, we expect another tough hurricane season. And storms are going to be more intense, and we're going to have shorter notice, as we saw last year with Hurricane Ida.
Biden also spoke about climate change and the prospects for more wicked wildfires in the western part of the mainland. Cases of COVID-19 remain high throughout the territory. The numbers have increased on all islands at last check, according to the latest numbers from the VI Department of Health. There are 1,130 cases territory-wide, with 532 on St. Croix, 574 on St. Thomas, and 24 on St. John. The CDC, in the meantime, is forecasting a grim future for COVID-19 cases in America, with deaths and hospitalizations expected to increase in the next few weeks. Cole Higgins has the latest.
COVID-19 deaths are expected to rise over the next 4 weeks, a CDC forecast predicting more than 11,000 new deaths and a surge in hospitalizations for a fourth consecutive week.
There's a lot of infections across America. What's driving that? What is primarily driving that is these incredibly contagious subvariants. They are more contagious with more immune escape, and they are driving a lot of the increases in infection that we're seeing across the nation right now. And that is a huge challenge.
With a rise in infections in parts of the nation, the CDC is urging places with high COVID-19 community levels to encourage masking up in public indoor settings.
We encourage everyone to use the menu of tools we have today to prevent further infection and severe disease, including wearing a mask, getting tested, accessing treatments early if infected, and getting vaccinated or boosted, especially if you're over 50 and if your last dose was more than 5 months ago.
Now, the White House is in conversations with the FDA about a fourth vaccine dose for people under 50.
With regard to a fourth dose for those under the age of 50, that is going to require action from the FDA, and we're in conversations there as well.
I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
With WAPA bills already outrageous in the VI, this next bit of news is not comforting. Millions of Americans are seeing surging utility bills with hikes on everything from fuel to electricity. Of course, your wallet's really taking a hit as you try to cool down your homes. So here are some quick and easy ways to try to keep those costs down.
WAPA bills in the Virgin Islands are extraordinarily high, and they could go even higher. Utility bills are surging from water, gas, electricity, even trash collection. So millions of Americans could be faced with dangerously high costs.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a heartbreaking and potentially fatal summer for families who can't afford electricity.
The natural gas market is largely driving up huge hikes on fuel, oil, propane, and electricity. But consumer experts say the war in Ukraine is also adding fuel to the fire.
My bill is more than triple what it was last year in the same period of time. And so for people who live on a budget, this is a budget buster.
Here are 5 tips to keep utility bills down this summer. Number 1, use your dishwasher. While it does use electricity, it saves energy and water. The California Energy Commission says that could save you an average of 5,000 gallons of water each year. Also, air dry the dishes to reduce your dishwasher's energy use by up to 50%. Number 2, ditch the thermostat and use a fan if you can. A fan uses 10% of the energy that a central air conditioner does. Number 3, switch to smarter bulbs. LED bulbs use at least 75% less energy than incandescent lighting. Number 4, use cold water when you wash your laundry. Consumer Reports says 90% of the electricity used to wash a load goes towards heating the water. Number 5, check the air ducts. Holes, clogs, and leaks can lose around 20% of the HVAC's efficiency.
I know using a fan isn't a good tip for many people in the Virgin Islands, as air conditioning is a necessity. Well, here's another tip for you from experts to consider: going solar. If you've been thinking about it, now might be the best time.